I'm in. So what's up, everybody? Yeah. Hey. Bongo's in. Hey, man. All right, so I know we worked on mixture problems yesterday. If we have time at the end, I have some cardboard we could do math on. But we're back on the grind for grammar. Or at least I am. Jump aboard. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it has been a minute, Bongo. Part of that SHSAT. Red Possible's back. What's up? Yeah, it is the coldness, bro. I'm like freezing. It's like once I'm cold, I'm like always cold. It's hard to warm up. Okay, so I do kind of just want to jump into this because we've been talking about grammar on and off for the past like month or whatever. Not saying you've watched every single episode, but we've been grinding. We've been going. So is there much I can tell you at this point? Not really. Better just kind of jump into it and see what we got going on. Ooh. Yeah, good luck with those midterms, man. What's up with your guys' like tests? Like, why do you guys have midterms at the beginning of January? Like, I know it's like a scheduling thing, but shouldn't the midterm be in the middle of the, I don't know. All right, so one thing you will need to do if you want to work along is to fill out a piece of paper or just the comment bar of the live stream or whatever. 1 through 11. We're going to do 11 questions again today. So 1 through 11 is what we need. Your comment got banned? What comment? Normally it like shows me. I don't really see it, man. If I don't see it, that means like YouTube is like really banning you, because I don't even have the choice to approve whatever it was. All right. Oh, what's up, Sport Show? Oh man, I know. I wish I could get those papers from you too, Leo. Dude, I like the new name. Way to rise again, like the Phoenix. Yesterday it was sad, Leo. Today, it's forever. So stupid. All right, so guys, 1 through 11. You can just like fill out a comment. I've shown you before, but I'll do it one more time. And because I'm just like that, I put 2 spaces in between. And then I just like do something like that and I keep it in the bar. And then you can fill it out with your answers because we're going to be going fast. You know, if you're going to try to memorize it, yeah, what are you, a genius? 11 letters in a row. Who can do that? So we're going to get into it. Yeah, exactly, Sport Show. He just keeps going. There's no stopping. All right, I'll give you guys like 1 more minute. And then we're just going to jump into it. Because, I don't know, like some days I'm like, I want to like impart the knowledge. But other days I'm like, let's just throw it at the chat. We might be doing math at the end. Probably at the end. But like I said, I only have like a piece of cardboard to do math on. So, might be a little short today. Chat's going ham. Okay, let's do this. The time is now. Don't you agree? I feel like the time is now too. Let me get this down a little bit. All right. Okay, there's 1 and there's 2. All right, chill. So guys, we will be doing 11 questions. I will keep you on the clock. Whenever the clock goes halfway, that's 1 question. So 1 full rotation, 2 questions. Sorry if my energy's a little low today. I'm just like, I think I'm like getting sick or something, which is fine. I mean, you guys can't catch it from me, so. All right, so let's go into this. Let me just set everything up real quick. Ooh, bet. All right, there's the first. Okay, I gotta cut the music. All right, guys, we're going into this now. 11 questions. Test yourself. What's up, Henry? Test yourself. Grammar. I tried to make this hard, okay? I tried to make it hard, but I couldn't make it like unfair, you know what I mean? But we'll see how you guys do. Maybe you'll crush it. Maybe I will give you finally something that will challenge you. I can't lie, I was like, God, why do everything I give the chat, like, they destroy it, other than mixture problems? But we'll hit that. All right, so first question. Let's rock and roll, guys. Let's do it. Great. Okay, get your answer in. Question number 2. Great, go ahead and mark down your answer. Number 3. Okay, write down your answers somewhere so you can remember. Question number 4. Okay, get your answers in. 5. Time's almost up. Number 6. Time's almost up. Question 7. Okay, get your answers in. Number 8. All right, put your answers in real quick. And number 9. Okay, get your answers in. 2 more. Okay. Number 10. Okay. Last question, gets your answers in. Question number 11. All right, dudes, and that is about the time. So that is it. That's how this one goes. That's the pacing for it. Very interested to see how you guys are going to do on this one. Was it hard? Was it easy? Was it poorly written? Probably. Yeah, just like let me know what you thought about it because I'm very, very interested actually. Let's see. Okay, so let me put this back in. Check. Yeah, cozy, check. I'm just like so ready. I have like a dinner ready that I made this morning that I can't wait to get to. But I want to go through this. I want to see how you guys did. Do you guys think this was hard Or do you guys, will you know if this was hard or not before we go through the right answers? Okay, Leo's dropping his in. B, C, B, A. Okay. All right, chill. It's fair. Well, that's partly good. Like, I'm glad you feel that way, but it makes me a little salty, just because I also wanted this to be like really hard. Yeah, I eat dinner 2 p.m. That's where all the cool kids eat dinner. Like, everybody's trying to stay up real late and stuff. Not me. Trying to wake up real early. C, C, B, B, ooh. D, B, ooh, interesting. I see you. I notice you, Rachel. Okay. So let's go through these answers. No confidante. A, C, B, B, D. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how we did today. Let's see how smart the chat is. Because yesterday, we're gonna leave yesterday in the past. How about that? Sorry's in. Nice. A, C, D, D. Okay. Noticing some pattern there. All right. Chill. Let's go over this. Also, before we jump into this, what do you guys think of the Pony Express? Like, doing my reading, going on Wikipedia and looking up the Pony Express today was pretty interesting for me. I mean, I obviously knew the concept of what the Pony Express is, or was. I guess it was. You know, you just ride horses and stuff. It was kind of crazy. Go back to Wikipedia. I could send you, I have a couple boring passages. I did one on Roman concrete. I did one on Yellowstone National Park. We did one 2 days ago, I think. That was like hemp pool or something. But yeah, like they set up Pony Express knowing that the telegraph would come in soon. So when they set it up, they're like, all right, we're going to do this until the telegraph comes in. And then 2 years later, the telegraph came in, and then they're like, all right, we don't need to do this anymore. Yeah. I don't even know what the passage is about. Yeah. Oh, dude. Is that how I find topics? Yeah, that is how I find topics. Yep, that's exactly it. I read a Wikipedia article, and then I write like what I remember. So it's not like plagiarizing Wikipedia, because I'm reading them and I'm informing myself, but then I'm writing it myself. All right, so let's go through these. We got some answers on permanent record, which is brave. All right, I'll write down the answers as we go too. All right, chill. Let's cut this out. Actually, I can't get hyped today. I don't know if you can tell by my wardrobe, but the hype squad showed up at my door, and I pretended I wasn't home. In 1850s, California began to see a boom in its population. Many far from back east would travel to Missouri or Nebraska, at that time considered a jumping off point to the untamed expanses of the West, and hire stagecoaches to travel to Sacramento. Okay, so that's not a list, and that doesn't seem to be a fanboy, just because I know that that's like a non-essential modifier after Nebraska, and it's not a list. So we don't need the Oxford comma there, but I mean, I guess we're not even talking about the comma. We'll go through the technique, look at the answer choices. The difference in answer choice is singular or plural, and B is a weird kind of flipping of the way it's phrased. But B and A are singular, right? And C is singular as well. D is plural with points, right? So notice that, what are these points? The points are Missouri and Nebraska, so that needs to be plural. So the answer to number 1 is D. Number 2, you got a Pepsi? Cheers, my guy. Enjoy. Number 2, before we even go to the passage, we look at the answer choices. The difference in answer choices are that the words are changing. These words are transition words, so we know what we're dealing with is a transition. So we need to look at the relationship of before and after. Before the transition, at this time in history, travel was slow, okay? After the transition, to get from New York to St. Louis, the 1,400-mile journey would take a week, okay? So that seems like they're agreeing, right? That seems like a long time. I know 1,400 miles is long, but we do that in like 3 hours now. So for it to take a day is a long time. For it to take 3 days is a long time, and a week is like ridiculous. So that is a long time, just like the previous one. A lot of people may say additionally here, just because it's like, oh, one thing, and then additionally another thing. But let's look at our answer choices and see if we see something more fitting, right? Because it doesn't really seem like we're adding on. I don't know. Let's go through our answer choices. Nevertheless, that's opposite. Nevertheless, always the greater. Remember, that's an opposite transition. C, for instance. Now, that's an example transition. Remember, there's 3 categories of transition. There's additive, contradictory, and examples, or logical. An example is a type of logical transition, and it pinpoints information. So if I go, I love tacos, I really love going to Taco Bell and getting a chalupa, like that's me being way more specific. So I could say, for example, you could say, I like tacos, additionally, I like going to Taco Bell for a chalupa. But is that really additional information, or is that more specific information? And I know that's like splitting hairs, but that's why number 2 is C, because we're given a specific example of what the previous sentence indicates. So 2 is C. 3, dude, you got number 1 wrong again, Rachel. Ooh, it's like those Persian like tile artists who like always leave one tile off, so their work is never 100% like finished or perfect or whatever. All right, so number 3, looking at the answer choices, we got commas all over the place, so we know we're going to be dealing with sentence structure, so we need to go to the passage and look at the actual sentence, which is right here. The jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, however, a 1,900-mile journey, could take up to a month to complete. Now, this sentence structure is a little wanky. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. The jump from St. Louis to Sacramento. Bros, that's our noun, okay? That is our noun. The jump from St. Louis to Sacramento. That is a thing. It's the jump. And the jump is the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento. So then we have a comma, and then the word however, and then a comma. This is considered a sentence adjective. Like if I were to say, John, frankly, doesn't have to go to school, then that frankly has commas around it. Now it's not John frankly, it's John, comma, frankly, comma. So that's a sentence adjective, that however. So that's good to go to be surrounded by commas. A 1,900-mile journey, currently surrounded by commas. So what that would be is a non-essential modifier. So this sequence right up in here is a sentence adjective right next to a non-essential modifier. And the thing with sentence adjectives, the thing with non-essential modifiers, is you can get rid of them. So what this would actually read is the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento could take up a month to complete. Boom. That's it. So we have a sentence adjective right here, and we have a non-essential modifier right there. And then the sentence is the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento could take up to a month to complete. Okay, so that's the way it is written right now. That looks fine. That's not broken at all. But we can look at the answer choices for this one, and then we can talk about it. Oh, what's up, Wiz? So this answer choice, B here, where it says the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, comma, however, comma. All right, so we still have the same structure with this sentence adjective right here. Then a 1,900-mile journey could take up a month to complete. So this is incorrect because it introduces a brand new noun into our sentence. We want the main noun to be the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, not a 1,900-mile journey. And if we have it punctuated like B suggests, then that would be what it is. Because, take out the however, right? It would be like the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, a 1,900-mile journey could, like, that would be your whole thing. Your whole subject would be the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, a 1,900-mile journey. And that is too many kind of ideas next to each other to just be one subject to do a verb. So that's what's wrong with B. C, Sacramento, however, that would be the name of the noun. Sacramento, however, we got to separate that sentence adjective with a comma, so we need a comma before however. And this one actually would work, right? Because this is a non-essential modifier right here. Like, you can get away with it. You could say the jump from St. Louis to Sacramento, however, could, take up a month to complete. You could say that maybe, but that comma after could, this comma right here just ruins it. So yeah, that's what's up. Dude, you're taking PSAT? Bruh, why are you taking the PSAT? Is that for your school? I got some I think the PSAT is great. I think it's a great test, the best test. You should take it as many times as they let you. D, Sacramento, however, then non-essential modifier here would be however a 1,900-mile journey, and that's not what it is. All right, I think I've explained number 3 too much, so I want to move on to number 4 already. I'm like already dying, guys. Traveling this leg of the journey was taxing, dangerous. Ooh, this question is great. Okay, so traveling this leg of the journey was taxing, dangerous, and to many who turned back was too difficult. Okay, so people may roast me for not using semicolons in this list. I wasn't 100% sure, just because the list item didn't have a comma, but it was a non-essential modifier before the third list item. All right, I've spoken my piece. All right, so looking at the answer choices, we have a lot of words that are changing. We know we're going to be in word choice. One of the word choice categories is parallelism. We have a list, so we need for it to be parallel, okay? Traveling this leg of the journey was branch. It was taxing. It was dangerous. And to many who turned back, which is a non-essential modifier, it was too difficult. Nay. Notice how right now it starts with the word was, but this has the word was, but this doesn't have the word was. So that means that we branched here, and that was applies to each item of the list. I was hungry, tired, and happy. Bang. I was ready, able, and willing. Bang. You would never say I was awake, alert, and was happy. No. So that's a parallelism issue. All of these answer choices are a little bit, at least C and D are a little rough, because you wouldn't say traveling this leg of the journey were too difficult, or had been too difficult. No. So that's why the answer to number 4 is B. So you would just say traveling this leg of the journey was taxing, dangerous, and to many who turned back, too difficult. Bang. Those that made it isolated in a way. How crazy was this? As I was reading this article, they were saying when Abraham Lincoln was elected president, it took a month for people on the West Coast to find out who won. They knew the election was going to happen November 4th or whatever, and the dudes had to wait to December 4th to figure out who won it. They knew somebody had won, but communication was so slow. That blew my mind. Could you imagine? Something happens I don't know, the Olympics happen and you're oh, I can't wait for a month to figure out who won. Isn't that crazy to me? Dude, Zach's on a tear. That's nice, bro. That's nice. All right, number 5. All right, to improve this, we got the crew. They were in their own right. Oh, this was a great question. Pat myself on the back here. So what we're doing is we are changing the words inside of here. This is a hard question because it actually is a sentence structure question. You can go through verbs, you can go through redundancy, you can go through parallelism, you can go through faulty comparisons, all the word choice categories, but this is actually a sentence structure. So let's look at it. To improve this, William, Alex, and William, comma, they were in their own right wealthy businessmen, comma, decided to found the Pony Express. Is that what you should say? Find? Yeah, exactly. You can't relate. You get it. You're just all these Zoomers, man. They're just all right, so to improve this, so we have a non-essential modifier. That's a non-essential modifier in here. It's giving us information about them. But if you'll notice about this non-essential modifier, it is a complete sentence. They were. We have a noun doing a verb, and you cannot have a complete sentence in a non-essential modifier, bro. So notice B, they were, that's a sentence. C, they were, that's a sentence. D, it's just wealthy businessmen in their own right, just a big noun. And that we can use as a non-essential modifier. So the answer to number 5 is D. Chill. Number 6. This one was kind of easy. This is a word choice one. If you look at it and the prepositions are different, it could be a preposition question, they may say, but it's more of an idiom question. You know, you'd say throw it in the microwave, but put it on the stove. But, you know, I got it out of the oven. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So to span the 1,900-mile distance of Missouri to California, because with doesn't work, in there doesn't work, and where really doesn't work. If Missouri to California was an already established route, the Missouri to California, then D would work, but it doesn't. So that's why the answer for B is of the 1,900-mile distance of Missouri to California. All right. Okay, cool. So Zach is flying high. Rachel's right behind, but she has to miss one right away. Crunchy, good. That's good. You're missing 2. Dude, the chat's doing good, man. I was trying to make this as hard as possible. Number 7. Ooh, good one. When we look at the answer choices, the writer, the new writer, he could. So we actually have 2 problems going on with this right now. We have the noun itself. Do we need the writer, the new writer, or he or they? The second issue is, what does our verb need to be? Does it need to be could or would? So we're going to go first into the could or would thing. Would is it just it, I mean, you could get away with saying could. To me, it's not a deal breaker. Now, the difference between would and could is substantial, because could means you're able to do something, and would means you're able to do something and then you did it. You know, like I would wake up in the morning and brush my teeth. You know, I still do, but but you know what I mean. Like I would wake up my roommate first, right? But I could wake up my roommate doesn't mean that I necessarily do. So that's actually okay. I would prefer a would here, but could can work. So then we need to look at the verb or the noun. Is it a they? I don't know. It looks like when the writer was too tired, he would hand off his bag to a new writer. They would then mount a fresh horse and continue, so they'd head off together. Doesn't sound like the Pony Express to me, fam. So it's not going to be a they. It's going to be it's going to be he, but does he work? Right? Because it refers to, it could be in the previous sentence, it could refer to the new writer right here. Oh geez. Oh my gosh. It could refer to the new writer, or it could refer to the previous writer we talked about. So we have to actually clarify that pronoun. That's a vague pronoun. And even with B, that is still a little vague, because in the previous sentence, we have a writer and a new writer. And then just to say the writer, I mean, you could say that, but we still do need a little bit of clarification. So the longest, most wordy answer is actually, oh no, is my computer freezing? Oh, thank gosh. All right, so yeah, the most wordy answer is actually the answer that we need, C, the new writer. And that clarifies which writer we're speaking about. And it makes sense in the sentence because that's the dude who's going to keep it moving. This one, next question. Okay, great. Looking at the verb tense, and the 3 things we need to check for verb tense is that the tense is correct, that it is matching the noun, and that there is no parallelism we need to address. No parallelism is present. We do need to keep it in the past tense, so we know is incorrect. So now we need to match it with the noun. Even with this furious pace, okay, the distance and terrain, that's 2 nouns that are considerable. So it needs to be were to keep it in the past tense, and to keep it plural, it needs to be were. Have been means that they're continuing to be considerable, and I don't know, with jet planes or whatever. All right, chill. Number 9. Dude, yeah, let's hit number 9 first. Great. So this is an example of a like specific question, like an actual question, and they ask you, should the underlined portion be deleted, yes or no? The underlined portion says cutting the established time by a third. All right, so is that unnecessary? Does it distract from the main point? Does it add a relevant detail, right? Like a lot of people would be like, well, that adds a relevant detail, you know, because it cuts the time by a third. But notice that previously in the passage, we know how long the time took. You know, it said it took a month, right? So there's that. And in the sentence itself, it says 10 days. So yes, we could be told it's a third, but we already kind of know. So it's not like totally necessary information. We already kind of have that information. What it is here is redundancy. Do y'all catch that? Redundant. This is redundant. Cutting the established time by a third. Look at how the sentence starts. With a drastically reduced delivery time, cutting the established time by a third. That is communicating the same thing. A drastically reduced delivery time and a delivery time cut by a third is exactly the same thing. I mean, it's pretty much communicating the same concept in that it's that much faster than the previous method. So 9 is actually redundant because the very beginning of that sentence speaks to the same concept. So the answer is A for number 9. It's redundant. It's unnecessary. We don't need it because we've already said that it takes a month to travel it, that the letters come in 10 days, and that is a drastically reduced time. We don't also then need to say it cut the established time in third. All right, so we are moving onwards. Also, by the way, what did you guys think of this advertisement? I like included it in the passage just because I was like, whoa. Like, imagine if you guys like saw that in the newspaper. Like there were Pony Express riders who were 14 years old, and that's the advertisement that they put out to find people to do it. Isn't that crazy? Like, imagine if that actually was an advertisement today. You know what I mean? It's like they just want like people to be like useless for as long as possible. I'm not advocating for child labor. I'm definitely not advocating for child labor, but I think it's cool. It's like people used to engage the real world like so quickly. I just thought it was like pretty hardcore. It's just like we're just looking for orphans because it's such a huge risk. You know, it's like you got to have nothing to lose. I just thought that was pretty metal. All right, so here we go. If you're interested, though, there are some very fascinating stories about people who used to ride the Pony Express. Then we're jumping into number 10 here. The ideal candidate was light on the horse and able to ride for sometimes up to 20 hours. All right, so we're dealing with verb tense on number 10. Where, will be, are. 3 things we need to check for verb tense is parallelism. I don't see any present. Matching the noun and matching the tense. The tense is past tense. So will be and are, no. Then we need to match the noun. Every single one of the improved candidates. Now, a lot of people see that candidates next to the was and want to make it a were, and they want to change it to be. But this is a descriptive phrase. This of the approved candidates, right? I can get rid of that descriptive phrase because that describes every single one. So if we get rid of that descriptive phrase and read the sentence, every single one was daring. And it's true. Every single one was daring. Every single one of those approved candidates was daring. And so that's why the answer to 10 is A, not change. I feel like this is a marathon, bros. Number 11, we're here. We're home. We made it. The answer is B. All right. So, yeah, the answer is B. Good job, everybody. How'd you guys do? I'm very interested. See how you guys did. Oh, this last one, the explanation for it. Come is present tense. Have come pretty good. Coming is no good because it's an ing verb, and that's the verb of the sentence, so it can't be an ing verb, and becoming is just wrong. Zach, you got 10 out of 10? Bro, there's 11 questions. 11 out of 11. Very bad. 7 out of 11. 7-Eleven, bro. Shout out to 7-Eleven. What'd you get? Sorry. I mean, if it's very bad, that's fine. I tried to make this as hard as I could. It just took me a couple hours to make, to like do the reading and make it, but I tried to make it hard. I really, really did. 7 out of 11. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's tragedy. Yeah, this is how I'm going out. Crunchy's looking for big brain everywhere, bro. The big brain's inside yourself, dude. You just gotta unlock it. You did bad? How bad? How about we talking here? I could always go back in the chat and look, or you could just tell me. That would actually help me a lot, because... Well, let's talk about the ones you missed. Yeah, Zach, you got any that big brain drip you can give to us? I got that big brain drip. Oh, these overalls? Yeah. Really? I could go back in the chat and look, but don't, you don't have to say it if you don't want to, basically. 9 out of 11. So that would be, you can multiply these scores by 4 and for the section score. So that'd be a total of 8. Yeah. It's so weird, dude. Like, I had this one SAT student, dude, and depending on the difficulty of the test, you can like really get a horrible score or really get a great score with that. It just depends. Like this one student, for the whole math section, they only missed 4 questions. Out of 58 questions, they only missed 4. And they only got a 700. It was like, what? And a 700, mind you, isn't great. That's like a 1400 if you can do that twice. So, I mean, that's good, but it's not Ivy League. So she missed 4 questions and did not have a high enough score to get like an Ivy League math score on her SAT, just because the curve was so bad. So I would say this is a hard passage. Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. Is there any of these questions that you want to go over, that I could go over with you guys and help you guys with? Because I feel like grammar is the type of thing, I feel like grammar is the type of thing that if you get really good at it, it like doesn't leave you. Like, because it's just like learning like one chapter or like 1 year worth of math. It's just all logic, Or which question do you think is the hardest? That would help me if you told me which one do you think would be like the most difficult for you or whatever. Because I'm gonna keep making questions. Like I just gotta like let's just say I have a feeling that like I'm gonna continue making original questions for this channel. I don't think I'm gonna be going into people's books or Pearson's or College Board. Just because I don't know, I just have a feeling. It's probably better just to not worry about copyright and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep making material. Any feedback you guys have on the difficulty of it or whatever is like pretty useful. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty. I don't know. I thought it was fair. I thought it was tough but fair. One day when you're good at grammar, I will come back with 100 million account subbing to your channel. All right, well, you gotta start with your grammar there, guy. One day when I'm good at grammar, I will come back with 100 million account. 2 sub to your channel, then yes, it's unnecessary. Oh, that one. Cool, good luck, Benna. This guy right here. This is gonna be like questions like number 9 are about, I don't know, 35 to 40% of the questions you gotta do on the grammar section. Yeah. Yeah, Leo, go out into the wild and make something of yourself. And then come back to this humble channel. I'll still be getting mad when the chat thinks my problems are too easy. Math? We can do math. Like I said, I only have a piece of cardboard, so yes, yeah, we can do math, but we're gonna be limited. Oh, you know what? Maybe, Rachel, I can give you that those mixing problems yesterday that we didn't get to, the harder mixing problems. Because I was thinking, I was like, I should have just given Rachel those. I just gotta remember where. Where did I put those? They over here. Yes. Okay. All right, so I got a question for you. Okay. Because you were crushing those mixture problems yesterday. Do you remember that? Yo, did you get your ribbon? I got you a ribbon because of how well you did yesterday. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I'm just down to just like kind of kick it. I don't know how long the stream is going to be today, TBH. All right. So check this out. This is the ribbon that I made yesterday. You earned it. All right. Zach, that cracks me up, man. All right, so I think I have a hard problem. We'll just do one really, really hard one, and we'll see how it goes. But let me make it up first. Yeah, just kick it for a second. Hold on. Actually, you know, I'll just do this. Okay. Okay. I'm not happy with this problem. Not at all, actually. I had something else in mind, and I gave up on my dreams halfway. You know what I mean? I like wrote it out. I don't even want to show you. You guys are gonna have to give me a minute so I can make this right. I'm gonna have to make this right. All right. I'm finally happy. I'm finally happy with this question. All right, bros, here it is. Let's get rid of this. Bruh, this has been like a real gauntlet to get through the stream today. I don't know why. It has been like it's been a trying stream, but we are nearing conclusion here. Check this out. All right, so let me explain this question so that there's no misunderstanding, because I was thinking of it as I was writing it, and I probably could have written it better. But I have 10 gallons of 50% saline. I want to add 75% saline to it to get a new mix. Now I'm going to take a gallon of this new mix, and I'm going to combine it with a gallon of just plain water to make that gallon of new mix 31.66% saline. I had to check to make sure that everybody didn't leave the I had to check. I was like, is everybody just going to read this question and run? So basically what I'm saying is we're going to, that first mix with the 50% and the 75%, we're going to mix them together. We're going to make a new mix. Now take a gallon of that new mix, put it with a gallon of water, and the result of that is 31.66% saline. How many gallons of 75% saline did I use? That's the question. 75% of an unknown amount of gallons. How many gallons did I add? So I added some 75% saline to the 50% saline, because if I were to just to take the 50% saline straight and add a gallon of water to a gallon of the 50% saline, it would go down to 25%. So we want it to mix a little bit of that 75% in, so that when we take a gallon of the new mix and a gallon of water, we end up with 31.66% saline. So that is the question. And yeah, Leo, you're right, bro. This is like landing on an aircraft carrier. There's just one go. You can make one chance at it, and that's what this cardboard is. That's what the cardboard is. It's a do or die. And I'm working in pen. You know what I mean? You guys can do this. I have a medium amount of faith. Yeah. I have a medium amount of faith. Not that the chat isn't genius, because, I mean, if you guys are watching the channel, you're obviously minimum 150 IQ. And that's kind of understood. But, this question, that's pushing it up there, man. That's a hard question. I don't know if I would have been able to do this question super easily like a couple days ago before I started thinking about these. And also, we're talking about the permanent nature of the cardboard. No do-overs. I'm using pen. No do-overs. No redemption on this question, guys. That's it. If you get this wrong, you're going to have to carry that around for the next 24 hours, 23 hours. It kind of looks nice. This cardboard, get a little bit better lighting on it. It kind of looks nice. It feels really good to write on. I wish I could do that. You hate Selena? What's up, Poke? Transcend Celine. See ya. Oh yeah, don't forget to smash a like before you leave, Poke. You're gonna drop by, you gotta smash a like, dude. Yeah, we are cardboard, pen. We're at the end of the line today, bros. Yeah, I really have. No. You had me for a minute. I was like, oh, he's got some, he's got some advice. He's like, I know what you need, bud. Classic Poke, dude. Classic Poke Gar. Always promoting the channel. Always be closing. Hey, cheer up, guy. I don't know. Things are kind of rough. Nah, cheer up. Why don't you sub to Pokar? Nah. It always makes you feel good, man. Do it. Okay. Create a Google email really quick. Create a new YouTube channel real quick. Go to Poke. I think this question might have been a little too nasty. And probably poorly worded, even though I did explain it like 5 times verbally. Very poorly worded on the page itself. I own up to that. You gotta own up to it sometimes, Okay. All right. Let's go over this one. Let's talk about it. First things first. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Although I think it's just true, just the tried and true at this point. All right, so busting into this. My pencil box. Pencil box. All right. So when we take a gallon of this new mix and add it to a gallon of water, that's going to dilute it. Okay. Like for example, if it was just straight up this 50% saline and we add a gallon of water to it, we're going to dilute it by half. Okay. Because we doubled the amount of liquid and the amount of saline stays exactly the same. So we know that if it's a... I just made the problem so much harder for myself. I made this problem so hard. Did I do it? Did I do it to myself? No, I didn't do it to myself. I think we're okay here. Yeah, we're okay. All right. So first thing, I'm going to make this into a fraction, 31.33%. So 31 and 1, or this would be 2/3. So we have to double that to find out what it was before we diluted it. So we're going to double that, and it's going to be, when we double it, it's going to be 63.33. So 63.33% saline before we dilute it with 1-to-1 ratio with that gallon of water or whatever. 13 point, oh, that's actually, I think, pretty close to the answer, Rachel. So we'll see. All right, so this is the solution we need. So we know we're starting with 10 gallons of the 50% saline. So 10 gallons on the left, we're going to be adding an unknown amount of that 75%. And what we're eventually going to get is this 0.6333 forever equals 1/2. So there's going to be 5 straight up, just 5 gallons of saline plus 3/4 of however much of the 75% saline we add in. So you could do this. Gosh. So this would be 6 1/3 plus 0.6333 whatever x equals 5 plus 0.75x. So we can subtract that 0.633333 or whatever from this 7.5. I'm going to do that right now on this calculator I have pulled up. And what we end up with is 0.1166 repeating x. And that's going to equal 6 1/3 minus 5 is going to be 1 1/3, 1 1/3. Now we divide each side by this fraction. Yeah. All right, so let me do that. I hope this works out. 0.11, then 6 repeating all the way. And what we get for x is 11.4285. All right, I'm done. I'm done. We're done. We're done. We're not doing any more math. I'm done. I'm gonna go hang out and kick it. I need to get zen. I need to get back in the game because my brain is all over the place. I think I need to go for a run. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So guys, what a time to be alive. Things fell apart today. All right, I thought the grammar section was hard and tight, but I fell apart today. So guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys know 6P, we're always grinding. Really good stuff today. I'll see ya.